started and I continue to do it because I love connecting with my audience. And I think I've already built a community that I feel like I trust and they trust me. Motherhood has really taught me to let go. I don't know, I've just gotten better, I think, over the years at just not giving a I think. But when I became a mother, it's almost like I had bigger problems. I have like 4 other lives to take care of. I mean, motherhood really like helped me grow up, I think.
Yeah.
I think it does for a lot of people. I try to tell myself like, okay, my goal is to be a B+ mother.
What is a B+ mother?
Okay, so let me explain.
Okay. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Chit Chat with Aunty Mary. Today we have the lovely Jerilyn.
Hi.
Well, Jerilyn, you and I have known each other for many years actually. 20 years?
Very long.
Oh my god, so long. You look great though.
Thank you, you too.
Thank you, I'm very big now. Well, I've known Jerilyn for a long time, 20 years, I think, in our younger clubbing days. And now, me, an emerging mom, and Jerilyn, a mom of 4 kids.
Yep.
Yeah, and Jerilyn is a, actress turned super successful content creator. And also now, emerging podcaster. So really excited and really thank you so much for coming on Chit Chat with Aunty Mary.
Thank you for having me.
I'm just really curious, right? So when did you start content creating?
So I was originally an actress and I actually started documenting my life on Instagram when I became a single mother.
Okay.
So this was like a long time ago.
Okay.
I was living in LA at that time and I started to share because I really wanted to have my own voice. So I think when you're an actress, someone else gives you a script and you kind of just like follow it,
Yeah.
But the thing I really enjoyed about content creation was that I was crafting my own story and people got to hear from me.
Yeah.
I felt like I had a bit of control in that sense. And then I really fell in love with it when people started to write in to say, hey, I really resonated with that. Thanks for sharing. That really helped me. I'm also going through a tough spot. And I felt like, wow, like, there's community on here. And I think that's what really made me fall in love with it.
Yeah.
And I think also I was the first of my friends to get pregnant and I was a pretty young mom.
You were a young mom and you were a single mom.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a single mom from the start, but I was definitely, so I got pregnant at 22 and none of my friends had babies. So I was like the first one in my friend group. Yeah. And I think for me, social media gave me a platform to connect with other mothers, to do life together, because otherwise it's quite lonely. And, I didn't have any friends to like call for advice because I was the first to go through it. So it was really that sense of community for me.
Well, you're an OG.
I'm an OG.
Yeah, you are. Was this like before Instagram? During like the start of Instagram?
Yeah, it was. I want to say it was pretty much at the like start-ish.
Oh my God. So like more than 10 years actually.
Yeah, true. Because my son is 12. So about, around there.
And I mean, even though we've lost touch for many years, I was able to like watch your journey from afar.
Oh, thank you.
And, obviously support you behind as well. And like, I know that, like you were living in LA and then I was living in New York at that point of time. And then now that, you had a kid, super cute, and Emmett's now 12.
He's 12.
Oh my gosh, 12, almost a teenager. Can you believe it? You're a mom of 12, look at her.
I know, he's primary 6.
Primary 6, PSLE?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
So difficult, but yeah, you have a 12-year-old and you started content creation because you wanted to connect with people. So this was like, before, it's like, I mean, I started content creation like 6 months ago.
Okay, there's no like timeline, it's not a race.
It's not a race, but I personally find it, even I'm not working now, this is like a side hobby, but I personally find it quite hard. And you've been doing it for the past 10 years, so you're an OG, and while also raising 4 kids. How do you do that?
So I think there's always more you can do. So it's whether it's content creation or whether I'm working a 9 to 5 or whether I'm starting my own business, it could literally be anything.
Yeah.
And of course, let's say like I'm working a 9 to 5. I can always work longer hours. There's always more I can do. Even when I go home, I feel like, oh, I didn't do enough. So I feel like at some point I had to really figure out what I want my life to look like.
Okay.
And I think for me, it's really balanced. So I really enjoy having a balanced life. And for me, that looks like spending time with my children, being able to, just like laze in bed for a bit, wake up late, maybe, do things that I enjoy. And so I feel like if I can't fit all those things that I want to do in a day into my day, then I'm working too hard.
So you prioritize, but then you also tell yourself, like, you know it yourself, like you feel it in your body.
Yeah, if I feel like I'm
you can
getting
push back.
really dysregulated, I'm getting really anxious or tired and like cranky, that means maybe I'm doing too much. I need to kind of pull back.
Okay.
And so I think, yes, I have done content creation for a long time, but it's also been like a long game. So the thing I'm learning is I don't need to do everything like yesterday. It's like, it's not a race. I can take my time.
Okay, you can take your time. And then because you can take your time, does that give you more motivation to show up regularly? Because I personally find it difficult to show up all the time. And you obviously, you're a super successful content creator, mom content creator, and also, but it's because you show up regularly.
Well, I think showing up regularly for me, or the motivation, comes from my why.
Okay.
So really, I started and I continue to do it because I love connecting with my audience. And I think I've already built a community that I feel like I trust and they trust me. And so it's kind of like having a group of friends, And so I don't really see it as, oh, I have to post every day or I have to post 3 times a week. And if you look at my feed, you'll notice sometimes it's a little more regular, sometimes it's not really, depending on what's going on in my life. And that's okay. I try to be a little bit more flexible with myself. I'm not like, you have to post 3 times a week, you have to post stories every day. That's not how I run my business in that sense. For me, it's really, I think it's more important for me to have something to say. So when I have something to say, I come on. If I have nothing to say, then I'm doing other things.
No, I love it because you're have always been super honest and you're also not afraid to be vulnerable, which I find it very refreshing, especially in Singapore, a climate like Singapore, right? Where people are very afraid to be their authentic selves. And I'm lucky that I've known you for so long. And so I was like, oh my God, please come. Because I know that you will show up and you will be your most authentic, real self. And you're very, very open. And I've seen your posts. I've seen how you share. And I think a lot of people find it very refreshing.
Thank you.
So thank you for being honest. And also being yourself and still being very honest here.
Well, I think that's the kind of content I like to consume too, right?
Yeah.
So if someone just looks like they have a perfect life, I can't really relate to that.
Same. On that note as well, like juggling 4 kids, it's wow. I'm having one now and it feels like already a handful. How's that like having 4 kids? Being a mom and looking great. How do you feel like motherhood has changed you as a person? Because we've met when we were partying in the Zouk Velvet days, right? 20 years ago. So I'm just curious, like, how's that like and how has that changed you?
I think I'm by nature quite a perfectionist, so I tend to be very hard on myself.
Okay.
But motherhood has really taught me to let go.
Really?
And there's this thing I try to remind myself. I try and tell myself, like, okay, my goal is to be a B+ mother. Like, it's not to be A+, it's just to be B+.
What is a B+ mother?
Okay, so let me explain.
Okay.
A B+ mother is basically someone who does things good enough. So all I need to do is be good enough. I don't need to be like the best in everything I do. I just need to be good enough.
Okay.
And so let's say my child is on school holidays, right? And I have them home and I decide, okay, I'm going to spend the afternoon with them. I think as mothers, we always want to do the best we can and like create the most magical day, so I might say like, okay, I'm going to bring him to the zoo and then we're going to come home and then we're going to bake and then we're going to make dinner, like all these grand plans. And very often I find that when I put that expectation on myself, at the end of it, I'm so tired and I'm like cranky and I didn't have any time for myself today. I didn't have time to work because, they're on school holidays, but I still need to work, right? So being a B+ mother would look like in this situation, okay, well, we're not going to go to the zoo because it's just too much. I know I'm going to be exhausted. We can bake, but I'm not going to run out and buy all these special things. I'm just going to use what I already have in my kitchen. And we'll bake. We'll bake together. There'll be like nice time together. And then when the muffins are in the oven, I'll set up a little play area. You can play next to me. And mommy's gonna do work for 30 minutes because I need to do some things. Or mommy's just gonna read a book. I'm gonna have some quiet time and you can play quietly next to me while the muffins bake. And then when the muffins are ready, then yeah, we can make dinner again. So to me, that's like being a B+ mother because it's like I'm not trying to do everything. I'm not like, there isn't that expectation of like, oh, this needs to be the best day ever. It's good enough, but I'm still keeping in mind what I need to stay regulated. Yeah. Because then I think at the end of the day, I can be like, wow, that was a really nice day, as opposed to being like, oh, go to bed. I'm so tired of you, Yeah. So
do you know friends or like who feel pressurized to be A+ moms all the time?
I think we all do. I think that motherhood is so stressful in general that, you don't have to be a mom content creator, or you don't have to be in that role to feel stress and pressure.
Okay.
I think as mothers, we all feel like, am I doing enough? Am I spending enough time? Am I cooking enough home-cooked meals? Am I taking them out enough? There's always that not good enough
Really?
feeling.
Yeah.
And
Doubting yourself.
Yeah, and I think over the years, I've really learned to just let go. Like, I don't need to be the best. Yeah, this person might have the energy to do like whatever, like crafts from scratch. I don't have that right now. Maybe someday I will. That's okay,
No, that's good advice because I will hope to even try to bake muffins.
I mean, I really think it.
But I never know. You never know what kind of mom you'll be until the baby.
Yeah,
right?
and it's also, I think my energy levels and my needs change from season to season.
Okay.
So I might have more energy at some point, but there's some days that I'm a bit depleted and I feel like, that's okay. It doesn't make me a bad mom.
And do you feel guilty then? Like, because you have 4 kids and you have to, every kid is different and unique and every kid has their own needs. And because your kids' age gaps, especially pretty close, right? Emmett's 12.
So I have a 12-year-old, a 6-year-old, 4, and 1.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't say it's very close in that they do have very different interests. And sometimes I do feel like it's a bit of a struggle because everyone wants to do something different. But, with a big family, I've really learned, like, you can't please everyone. That's what I just tell them, sorry, that's what we're doing today.
Okay.
So I've gotten very good at holding boundaries, I think, and just knowing I'm doing the best I can.
Okay.
So I think that's
a great job.
That's like a big affirmation I tell myself. Like, I'm doing the best I can. So that's what you get today.
No, I love it. I think, and a lot of my friends tell me that they don't feel inadequate. They feel like they're deprioritizing maybe their older child because they have a baby who needs their time, and then they feel very guilty. They feel guilty for going to work, but they know they have to bring home the bacon. I mean, all these things, right? And I mean, I love that, you said that being a B+ mom is what keeps you going on, right? Because you
like
feel
a strive to do that now.
Because you know that you give and that you also know that you can take as well in the same time.
And also I want to say, like, my B+ might be someone else's A+ or someone else's C or
True.
D.
So it's all relative.
And it doesn't matter. It also shows you, like, someone might come to me and say, wow, you're such a great mom. But for me, it's like my B+,
Yeah.
But I might look at someone too and be like, wow, they're doing so amazing. It's all relative.
Just true. It's all relative. Because I'm not a mom yet, but I really feel responsible for my belly, for my baby in the belly. And just making sure like I don't even drink make sure I don't take that much caffeine. Make sure I eat like enough avocado so that this like have like all the vitamins, right? And feel guilty if I don't know, drink like a sip of wine, right? Like that guilt is already starting to fester.
Yeah.
And I imagine as the kids grow, you start to could feel even worse. And right now there's so much like content on social media or like bombarded on TikTok, like child psychology, child growing up, saying stuff like, okay, this is why, talking about like parent upbringing. So it makes me so paranoid. It makes me so cautious, like, oh my God, what kind of mom I need to be to make sure that my child don't have like generational trauma? What do you think about that?
So I think that even beyond being a mother, as a person, the kind of content we consume, what we allow into our like lives affects us so much.
Yeah.
Correct? And if I'm constantly around like negative energy, people who are telling me what to do, and then I'm questioning myself, that eats away at me, right? And I think motherhood's the same. It's the same whether or not you're a mother, it's protecting that. And also, I don't know, I've just gotten better, I think, over the years. Just not giving a shit, I think.
I love it. I love it.
It's like you're just, you
Don't
know,
give a shit. Yeah.
everyone has an opinion about something. Yeah.
Just don't give a shit. I know. I love that attitude. I think, and that's what keeps you going, right? If not, you just be too bombarded with all this negative comments, or like it just be your own head even sometimes,
But
right?
I also think that motherhood really gave me that kind of like superpower.
What superpower?
So when I was younger, I
Okay.
definitely feel like I was very concerned with what other people thought of me,
Same.
how I was viewed. But when I became a mother, it's almost like I had bigger problems. You know? It's like now I have like 4 other lives to take care of, that what you think about me really isn't the top priority anymore. And so therefore, it really helped me to come into my own.
Wow.
So I feel like motherhood really helped me to like grow into who I was meant to be, in that not just like I don't care and I don't give a shit about you, but I just felt more secure in myself, I
Wow.
think.
I love that.
It's like I have a bigger purpose.
No, I love that. And hopefully I love that mindset. You're so positive.
I mean, motherhood really like helped me grow up, I think.
Yeah.
And I think it does for a lot of people.
I love that. So on that content creation note, like yeah, I'm just like just curious as well. Like, how much do you think you spend like kind of creating, editing, posting content alongside being a mom? Do you prioritize your work? Do you have a team? Like, how do you do that?
So I think it was a turning point for me where, you know, with content creation, you can go in the direction of fashion, beauty, lifestyle, travel, motherhood, whatever, right? There was definitely a turning point where I'm not sure if it was after my second or third child, but I just realized that I could no longer devote so much time to my work and go out and shoot content on my own. So I realized, because my children are so important to me, and you know, other people might have a bit different like time priorities. Like I wanted my children with me all the time, you know? That's just a personal choice. I realized that if I wanted to do content creation as a business, it had to be when my children were around. And so I just started more and more naturally to create content around my family and around my children. So it's very much involved with them. I don't have to send them off to the babysitters to create my content. They can
It's very organic for you.
It's very organic. They can just be running around. It's even if they're sick, I can share about that. Like I don't have to send them away in order to do my work.
So it becomes, I mean, you're very lucky because your kids are also very good looking. And you're also very good looking. So it's everybody loves to look at that. So it helps. It helps. But you just showing up online, who you are online, who you are offline, it's the same. Is what you're also saying.
It is the same, but I think they're also
Is it the same?
I think it's a fine line.
Okay.
So I'll give you an example. Emmett, who is my oldest, my 12-year-old, he's getting older. And when he started to go to primary school, he said, I don't like it that my friends' moms like follow you and my friends know what I'm doing all the time, like, you know? And I really took that to heart. So I was like, okay, well, I won't share about you. And if I do want to, I'll ask you first.
Okay.
So I think when they get a little bit older, there is that element of consent that I think is very important. Actually, even with my 4-year-old and my 6-year-old, I never ever force them to do anything or act in a certain way for my content. So it's very organic. And if they're not having a good day, they don't want to be in a family photo, then it's okay. You know, so it's not like everyone feels pressured to perform. It's more like I'm sharing this part of my life. It's actually not my whole life, because then that would also be too invasive, I feel. It's the part that I choose to share that I feel like would resonate with my audience so that, someone might find, oh, that's a helpful tip, or, oh, wow, I went through that too. But if my kids are not comfortable or I feel like it's too much, then I won't.
Already thinking of consent. This is a very woke mom.
I think it's so important.
It is very important, but
Yeah.
I never thought of that, actually.
Yeah, and also with my oldest,
Yeah.
I have told him, it's a job. So when we shoot family campaigns, I do pay him.
Oh, you do pay him?
Yes, I do.
Wow.
Because ultimately it's work. And if I ask, so I will always first give him the option, do you want to be in it? They've invited our whole family to be in it.
Yeah.
And if he says yes, okay, well, it's a job. So you can't decide at the last minute, oh, no, I don't want to be in it anymore.
Okay. So
we've already committed to it.
So
right?
it's a responsibility.
It's responsibility. Yeah, on that day, it might not be so fun. There might be a lot of waiting around. But hey, you committed to it, right? I asked you. If you didn't want to do it, you could have said no at the start. So we're going to show up.
And he shows up.
Definitely. It's the commitment. And he's actually gotten really good and responsible. And I feel like it helps them learn also
About
the
responsibility.
business side of it. That it's not just that mommy loves to take photos, and there's always a camera in my face. We tried to have, okay, this is shooting time. Okay, this is family time.
Oh, I love that, Jerilyn. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You teach responsibility of your kids as well. And, the accountability as well. Like, we agree, we have to. If you agree, you have to show up.
Yeah.
Okay. I know you said that you can prioritize and depend how you feel, but over the last, 12 years, maybe 10 years of doing this, have you ever, at any period of time, you experienced like burnout? Being a mom, maybe burnout, maybe being content creator, maybe both at the same time?
Definitely. I mean, I think everyone has seasons of feeling just very drained. And I think that comes most when I forget my why. So, for example, with content creation, and I think this can be interchanged with business, work, whatever it is, right, that you're doing because you need to. So, I'll give you an example. Okay, so like for Instagram, the trend now is very short form, fast, trendy content.
Yep.
And the reason I fell in love with social media is to connect with
People.
my audience. And so when I get very caught in doing that, not to say I don't do it because I still enjoy it. It's fun. It's like fun to watch too. But if I'm doing too much of that and I'm doing too much like paid work that doesn't resonate with me, that's when I feel burnout. That's when I feel like, well, why am I doing this? So for me, then it's kind of like a ping flag to
Know when to push back.
know when to push back, but also to like an indication to me that, hey, you're not doing what you love, like you're not sharing enough organic content that makes you feel connected to your audience. That's why you don't like it. And so I think I see it now as like an indication when I feel anxious, burnt out, something's not like aligned.
And I can definitely see that flow in you, in the content you create organic, when you like pour your heart out, like the car videos as well. I love it. I watched it. I was like, no, it's so raw. It's so authentic, right? I mean, of course, you also have your paid editorial stuff, but then you have like that internal compass within you to know when to push back and so to know when you're not sticking to your why. And a lot of people don't know their why. And I'm so happy that you found it through content creation. And it can be anything, right?
It could be anything.
Yeah. I've spoken to 8 people already, and some people know their why, some people don't know their why. And a lot of times when they know their why, they keep pushing on, right? I have a friend whose cafe closed down. She's pushing on because she knows that she's meant to be in F&B. Entrepreneurs who have been doing their business for 12, 13 years as well because they feel like they can solve a problem, and that's their why. And your why is your community. And it can be anything, but
Correct.
Knowing why your why is very important.
Yeah, because industries change, and I think with Instagram, for example, which was my main platform and I find that the content that consumers like to consume has also changed a little bit. So it's very short formed, right? And I've been thinking a lot like, how can I have deeper conversations, which is also why I have been thinking about this podcast for so long. Moving into the podcast space, for me, really resonates because I feel like it's the deeper conversations that I've always wanted to have. And it's a great space and platform to do that. So not every platform you can do what you exactly want to do, but it serves different purposes, I think.
Yeah. And also like knowing your why, it allows you to show up, allows you to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it helps you wake up every day and say, this is what I'm meant to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, on that note, maybe you want to share a little bit about the next project, your podcast?
Yes. So I just launched my podcast. It's called the Hot Mom Playbook.
The Hot Mom.
And it's basically, it's sharing with people that hot mom actually really is more like a state of mind. So it's not a look. It's not about, how you dress, how you look, but it's really that confidence and that energy that radiates from you when you feel so confident in your power as a mother. And we really hope for it to be like a cheat sheet, kind of, to live your best life in motherhood. So to still thrive as a mother.
I know, I love it because I honestly don't know if it's possible for me to be both hot and a mom at the same time. I feel like those two are mutually exclusive.
You know what? Until you go through something also, until you go through something, you have no idea. You will be pushed and then you will grow. That's how it works, right? So I think we will talk about everything that would help a mother thrive. It could be sometimes like, for example, are we going to talk about baby tips? Like, are we going to talk about sleep training? If it's in line with making the whole family sleep better and feel better, yes, we will. But it's not so much child focused. It's very mother focused.
Ah, okay.
So I truly believe that when a mother is regulated and feels good and is like in her power, the whole family is taken care of.
I love that.
We don't need more parenting advice. We don't need more marriage advice. We need to take care of ourselves first. And then I really believe like our gut feeling is so strong as women. We know what to do. We don't need to hear from all these like different opinions.
No, I love that mindset. And now it makes me motivated to continue to stay hot or be hot after I give birth. Because for me, it was a huge identity shift. And I was sharing with you earlier while we were having lunch. I mean, after I lost my job, I was like, okay, Marian now unemployed. After that, it's like, oh no, Marian is now becoming a mom, another shift. Now Marian is getting bigger. Oh my God, another shift. And I just haven't felt like myself for so long that I don't even know how to, I'm appearing on my podcast because it's something that I'm committed to do, but I haven't honestly felt great in a very long time. So I feel like if you could help educate and share this awareness that being hot is a mindset thing, this could help empower a lot of people.
Yeah, and I think also we have to remember, there's a season for everything.
Yeah.
So I will say that I've had this idea for a long time, but it was never the right time for me because for so many years I've been in the season of being pregnant, raising little babies. I mean, I still am, but like, breastfeeding, newly postpartum. That my wellness wasn't really the top priority. It was really
wasn't until recently.
So I explain it like this.
Yeah.
My priority was not to lose, when I was newly postpartum, for example, that first 6 months, losing weight, looking good was not my priority at all. I was okay with, I had to remind myself, hey, this is just the season I'm in. It's not forever. I'm okay with being, maybe like not wearing my usual clothes. I'm okay with getting a new wardrobe and feeling comfortable in that because my priority is, say, eating enough so that I have enough milk for my baby. I want to spend a lot of time with my baby. I want to nurse through the night. So, I'm going to be more tired. I don't have time right now to be going to the gym and cooking meals and, doing all of that. And that's okay, right? But my baby just turned 1. So I finally felt like, okay, I have a little bit more space to focus on myself a little bit more. That's not to say I wasn't putting myself first last year, but it was just a different season whereby I had to accept that I can't do everything. So it's kind of like when you're juggling, right? It's like we all try to keep all the balls in the air. it's like, which are the most important balls? I only have like 2 hands, so I can only catch 2 and the rest I will let drop.
And now you can pick up that ball now.
And now it's not that I'm picking up more. I have to drop another one to pick up this one. Essentially.
So you prioritize, like actively prioritize.
And being okay with not doing everything, I think, you know?
Yeah, I think, I don't know why I'm not a perfectionist. I don't think I'm a perfectionist, but I know identity is like my old identity is a huge part of me. And because I'm creating a human being, I don't know how I'm going to be like as a mom yet, but shedding that old skin, it sounds very scary for me. Like the metaphor that you just shared, like it's a season in life and it's about juggling what balls are most important for you in this period of time. It's not that, I mean, you don't have to feel pressurized to do it all.
That's been very helpful for me because I think I can be very hard on myself and very like, I need to be doing everything all at once. And you really don't, you know?
Yeah, I think it's good advice to a lot of women moms out there. Because I think growing up in Singapore, you feel very pressurized to do everything right. Perfect. You know, you feel pressurized to get the best grades, be the perfect daughter, have the best job, marry the right guy, everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, going back to that analogy of like seasons, right? I would say just last year, my focus was more on my baby, breastfeeding, having enough energy. So I wasn't so focused on, say, starting a podcast. But this year, I've decided, okay, this is the season that I'm going to start a new project that I've really been
Thinking about,
passionate about. And therefore, it might mean that I work a little bit more and I have a bit less time to spend with my children. I might have to pick them up 30 minutes later than I normally would. That's okay because I know it's not forever. It doesn't make me a bad mom because I'm like working more. It's just that when you start a new business, it takes a bit more time and energy, and I've given myself the okay to do that, you know, and when it kicks off, I will then be able to say, okay, well, now I want to spend a bit more time with my children and I'll pick them up a little bit earlier. It's always flowing, I feel.
Yeah, I know, I love that. I think this could help empower a lot of people out there who are maybe juggling to prioritize or thinking that they are not doing well because they maybe pick up their kids a bit late because they have a meeting that they have to attend to, or maybe feeling guilty because they have to send their kid to daycare because they have to work, right? So I think, like you said, it's not going to be forever, and there's like a season for everything, and you feeling empowered in your own skin. Yeah, I'm so excited for Hot Mom Playbook now.
I mean, I think I also really have the luxury of it being my own business. I will say that not everyone has that flexibility. So some people do have to go to work for a certain amount of hours, and that's okay too. So I think that it's really about like giving yourself that grace. Like, I'm doing the best I can with my situation, meaning it doesn't mean you have to have flexible hours. I might be stuck at work for a certain amount of time. I only have a very little time with my child at the end of the day. That's okay. I'm doing the best I can, you know, and I think we just really need to give ourselves more grace.
More grace, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a key takeaway. Yeah, moms out there, have more grace on yourself. Don't be too hard. Do you feel like, had you just curious as well, since you've been doing content creation, just naturally, do you feel like you've compared yourself to like other mom creators and feel like you're falling behind? Because I definitely feel like I have compared myself to maybe other podcasters and feel like I'm falling behind. And then when I do that, I'm like, screw it, maybe I don't want to show up anymore. So I mean, it's human nature to be competitive and human nature to compare ourselves to others. I'm just curious if you feel that way too.
So I think, again, like, you don't have to be a creator to compare yourself to another creator. As a mother, I compare myself to other mothers all the time, and I have to catch myself.
Okay.
So I think number one is it really helps me when I just remind myself to stay in my own lane. If I'm always looking left and right, like what everyone else is doing and where they're at in their journey, then I'm going to just feel like shit, right?
Yeah.
But if I just stay in my own lane and just focus on what I want to do and I set out to do, then I'm a lot happier. I think it's just better for my mental health. And then also, secondly, I feel like it goes back to, I don't know if I would say priorities, but it goes back to what kind of life you want. So I think if I look at another creator or another mom who has a very successful business, maybe that is her goal in life, to build a successful business. is it really my goal? Is that what I really want? Or am I just comparing, right? That's actually not really what
That's
I
a
want.
very good.
So I
for
feel
thought.
that for
Yeah.
me, if I take a step back and I think, what is a perfect life to Jerilyn? For me, that's actually being able to work flexible hours, being able to stay home when my child is sick and not worry about work, being able to like sleep in on a rainy day
Yeah.
while my child's in daycare. I don't want to be working 24/7 to build a business. That's not my like end goal. It might look really great and I might feel like, wow, this person is doing so well, but do I really want that lifestyle? No, I don't.
You know what, actually that got me thinking, Jerilyn, about my past life. Because back in my past life, when like somebody at work would get promoted, sometimes I would get jealous.
Yeah.
But then I've never actually asked myself if I actually wanted that person's new life. But now that you mention it and just you mentioning me thinking, I was like, hell no, I do not want to manage a new team. I do not want more responsibilities for a 20% pay increase. Like the idea of it, the recognition at that point of time might seem great from the outside, but you're right. There are all these like responsibilities that will come in place. And
So
everyone's season is just different also.
yeah. So my husband and I have this thing
What thing?
whereby we are very clear on what our goals are for our family.
Okay.
Meaning, when we got married, we kind of like, we didn't say like, okay, this is what it is. But I think we realized that one thing we really connect on is how we want our family life to look like. So that means coming home for dinner, putting the kids to sleep ourselves, spending the weekends with them, not working on weekends. And because I think we're very clear with what is our vision for our family, we are then able to set boundaries accordingly. Meaning, I'll give you an example. My husband works a corporate job in finance, and most of his coworkers will have to entertain clients at night. They'll have to work long hours because that's just how the industry is. But he doesn't, because we've decided that it's actually more important that we show our kids that we're home at the end of the day and we spend time as a family and we have that. So I think when you're clear on how you want your daily life to look like, you're willing to give up certain things, and it makes it easier because, yeah, I'm not able to work extra hours every day. It might take me a bit longer to get to where I want to get, and that's okay.
And that's okay, right? Because you know your why.
Yeah.
And that you value certain, like you value family, you value the time to put your kids to bed, and for your husband as well. So he then wouldn't have to compare himself to his colleagues or like, okay, set that boundaries because he has a mission and he knows his why. And I think that applies to, I'm just extrapolating what you're saying. And I think this applies to everything in life, right? Because we can be, especially in Singapore, in that non-stop
the hustle,
that rat race, comparing ourselves to people. But I think like internally, if you know your why and like why you wake up every day, you know, the small things and what makes you happy, what you really value, what you care about, then I think life will be a lot simpler.
And I think
this beautiful. Yeah.
Singapore, we have an obsession with like hustling and like being busy and like doing more.
Yes.
And I do think some people like that, and that's okay. But I personally need a lot of time and space to like recharge. So because I know that about myself, I just don't like being too busy. So I can't schedule too many things in a day. Of course, I could do it, but I'm not going to be happy.
Actually, it's a very positive mindset, because instead of comparing yourself to other people, you tell yourself like, oh, that person's actually putting on more hours in order to get there. But like, I value my time more, and I might not look like this person because I value my time more. And you are very consciously aware of the input that person have to put in order to get the output that you see on social media.
Yeah, but you know, that might work for that person. So I don't want to say like,
of course.
Yeah, I'm not saying like, okay, well, you know, my way is better or your way is better. It's really seeing each individual person as an individual. So even with my children, you know, they might choose to spend their time differently. But what's important, I think, that I want to like pass down to them is that it has to feel right for you. You don't do something just because someone else is doing it. Then it's not satisfying, you know?
I agree. Very wise words, Jerilyn. No, I think this doesn't just have to be on motherhood itself. I think this piece of insight can be extrapolated to a lot of different scenarios. So yeah, wise words. My last question here is maybe to your younger self, you being before you became a mom, what advice would you give? Maybe the 20-year-old Jerilyn that then when we were, still in college.
I think I would say, and I have a daughter, so I think about this a lot because how I speak to her very often makes me feel like I'm speaking to my younger self. I think I would just want her to know that she's so loved and beautiful and enough. There's nothing to prove. It's like no one really cares that much. And I think in the past, I was just so concerned with what people thought, how they viewed me, just really unimportant things. And, my hope for my children is just that they feel so safe in themselves and they can just be. That's all.
I would like that for my daughter too. Thank you, Jerilyn. Thanks everyone for watching for another episode of Chit Chat with Aunty Mary. And thank you so much, Jerilyn.
You're welcome.
Awesome.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.